Hopefully you watched my video on Quicksilver, which is Roxy and DC's company filing for bankruptcy, but this isn't actually about that. It just kind of ties into it a little bit, and I thought that since there was a rumor out there floating around that Nyjah was going to be leaving DC when his contract ran out to go to Nike, that I would go ahead and address that now and maybe, throw myself out there a little bit. And again, this is just a rumor. I don't know for sure that is happening, but the evidence does seem to point that way. And it makes sense when you take into consideration that DC, apparently while they're doing well, their parent company isn't necessarily. And when you're somebody like Nyjah, he doesn't... If DC went under today and Nyjah lost, his shoe sponsorship, somebody would pick him up immediately. They may not pay him as much, but if he's going to Nike, he's going to be getting paid more. And the reason people think this is, one, because Quicksilver filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, and also because apparently at the trade shows he didn't have any new colorways out. He didn't have a new shoe. He doesn't seem to be getting love from DC right now. So that leads us to believe that they're kind of phasing him out. And a lot of people have said that they're seeing his shoes specifically in like Ross in place. Not Ross. It was some other company, but basically when you start seeing massive quantities of somebody's stuff going into stores like this, it's because the company's trying to get rid of it, because they know as soon as he leaves the company, they're not going to be able to push that stuff anymore, because who wants to buy a DC Nyjah shoe when Nyjah no longer skates for DC? They're going to want his Nike if they're supporting him and not just the brand, which honestly you should be supporting the brand more than the skater, and then also supporting the skater by supporting the brand. I believe in brand affiliation over skateboarder affiliation, but that's a personal preference. So again, I don't know for sure that Nyjah's going to Nike, but all the evidence seems to be pointing that way. There's much more of it out there, but you'll have to go do your own research. Just Google it. Go check the message boards and the Instagrams and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and the information's out there. It does seem like he's probably leaving DC, and he's probably going to be going somewhere where he can get paid more, because that's what people do. They upgrade. They don't downgrade. Nobody's leaving DC to go to decline, and where do you go from DC? There's only one way to go up, and you gotta go to one of the big sporting good companies' shoes, and that's Nike. It's gotta be. Plus, the whole street league thing. Think about it. Just, it's looking likely, okay? The official news has not been announced, but it's happening. Almost without a doubt in my mind, it's happening. And it could be a publicity stunt, but it's probably not. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make business sense to have a publicity stunt on that level when you're dealing with skateboarding, because nobody outside of skateboarding gives a shit about skateboarding. That's just how that is. So, I don't know. Oh, I guess we'll see what the new the Nike Nyjah looks like. And some of the other riders could probably go over there as well. But I don't think DC is going to fail. I think DC is going to be all right. They've just got to do some restructuring. And now that they're not going to be paying off the debt of Roxy and Quicksilver, hopefully, they should be able to grow quite a bit better. And with DC growing, and Nike has already, they're already huge, but they've forced the growth of other shoe companies by upping the ante a little bit, or a lot, actually. If you've looked at what's happened to skate shoes since Nike came around, they have grown a lot in technology, and that's part of it's just because times are changing and shoes are changing along with them, and they have access to better technology now, but a lot of it has to do with money. If you want to get rich, just get really good at skateboarding, because there's money in it right now if you're really good, and if you don't mind selling yourself out, which, if you've always been a sellout, then you can't really be a sellout, can you? If you've always been about the money, you can't sell out.